Mark 6:24, and she went forth and said to her mother, what shall I ask? Matthew 14:8, and she, being before instructed of her mother, said, give me here John Baptist's head in a charger. And she, being before instructed of her mother, said, give me here John Baptist's head in a charger. Okay, so before she asked this statement, give me here John, she was instructed. I think that leaves just enough wiggle room to say she did go and ask, and then she said. So she got her instruction and came back. Even though it kind of seems in Matthew that she had already been coached into what to say by her mother, so that would be a rather elaborate plot by her mother. Go in and dance because I know he's going to offer you something, and when he does that, ask for John the Baptist's head. But I don't know how that could possibly mesh with Mark to say after he offered, then she went forth and said to her mother, what shall I ask for? And then she told him the head of John the Baptist. Mark has the. And she came in immediately with haste to the king and asked, saying, I will that you give me. Okay, so I'm going to have how it says in Mark. I think there's just enough wiggle room in Matthew to say it happened this way. Being before instructed of her mother, said. So before she said, she was instructed. So, and she, being before instructed. And she, I think I could put, and she being instructed of her mother just before the question after she asks. And asked. And I could say from Matthew, being instructed of her mother, asked, saying, I will that you give me by and by in a charger the head of John the Baptist. So that would make this and she be verse 25. And she came in immediately with haste. But that means I would have to leave out before. And she being before instructed. And she, I think I could just leave it as it is. And she came in immediately with haste to the king, and, back to Matthew, being before instructed of her mother, said, I will that you give me. Yeah, I think that could work. But I'm still going to begin with all from Mark. And she went forth and said to her mother, what shall I ask? And she said, the head of John the Baptist. Now this and she can be both. And she came in immediately. And she, go back to Mark, came in immediately with haste to the king, being before instructed. So I have this and being before instructed. Asked, saying. So this and now from Matthew, being before instructed of her mother, said, or asked. I think I'm going to go with asked saying. Yeah, asked. Because she was offered whatever you ask. So I'll leave out said from Matthew. Give me here. I will that you give me. Here, John the Baptist's head. Okay, I'll save here for after by and by. So, I will that you give me by and by here in a charger, not just in a charger. And then John the Baptist's. I'll combine all the words. So, I will that you, because in Matthew it just begins with give me. So this is all Mark. I will that you, and then both give me. Now by and by is Mark only, Matthew only, the word here. Here, John the Baptist's head in a charger. By and by, in a charger. Okay, in a charger is both. Both in a charger. The head of. Head. Just head in Matthew. So the, now both head. Mark has the more words of John the Baptist. John Baptist. So John is both, the is not. Mark of both John, back to Mark, the, back to both Baptist. There. Okay. This is both. Alright? This is Mark. In a charger, the head of John the Baptist. My goodness. But it works. The head of John the Baptist.